So the Battlefield 5 open beta is alive, and it's time to test out some... You know what? This is kind of boring. Hang on. This is more like it. Let's see if we can pull this off. All right, guys. So here we are in the game menu for a Conquest match that we're in. And real quick, just want to go over the specification of the system. We are running the Ryzen 5 2400G stock CPU clocks, but the GPU is running at 1600 megahertz. And even though it says 1600 megahertz on the memory, it's actually DDR4 3200. We're using the Flare X kit, so DDR4 3200 CL14, and you can see all the frame rate and the CPU core utilization up on the screen. What we're doing here is looking for, well, how well the game runs. So we're leaving all of these settings to default just as they come out of the box. We're doing everything in advance. I will say one thing I don't like is vertical sync is locked behind custom graphics quality. So right now we've got resolution scale at 100% and everything set to medium with anti-aliasing at TAA low and ambient occlusion off. The AA post-processing kit is either low or high right now, but everything else set to medium. And what we're going to do is try to see if we can get playable frame rates between here or utilizing the resolution scale. The resolution scale is my preference, but we'll see. All right, so we are recording with the Elgato HD60S, so it is being recorded off screen so that there's no impact on performance. Now, as far as the game match, there's a few people, so this is online and this is the beta. So first off, pretty impressed, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that the game is running over 30 FPS at 1080p medium is a good sign. And I do apologize if you hear the sound of my keyboard. I don't have a lot of options here when it comes to that. So alright, so spotting is interesting. Okay, another thing is I really can't hear the game because it's being recorded through the HDMI on a different computer, so I'm going entirely off of visual cues. I think this... Oh, there's somebody in the tank. Not smart, not smart. Let me get out of here. Okay, so I think we've seen it. Let me find somewhere to hide so I can change. Oh, we dropped under 30. Oh. Okay, so while I'm dying here, let's change the video. Let's go down to 75% resolution scale. That way we maintain the UI presence and everything else. All right, so we did jump up. We're over, well, at least right here, we're over right around the 40. Ah, that is much better. The game's a little bit more muddy, but it is much smoother and more responsive. See, that's the thing with higher frame rates and games like this is they become much more responsive. I'll tell you what, let's take it down to 62. I don't know, 62 just feels like a good number. And oh, so I know it's not 1080p, but it is, you know, resolution scale down, and hopefully this way you can see how the game looks. We're maintaining medium quality at 1080p with 60% resolution, which is somewhere around the neighborhood of 720p. But the game is running butter smooth. You see it's staying under the 2 gigs of VRAM that's allocated to the iGPU. Oh, I saw somebody. That's another thing, whenever the resolution is lower, especially the scaling, it gets harder to spot people off in the distance. Easy down. Let's see. Obviously there's somebody over there. Can I go up here? I can. I did not expect that. I'll tell you what. Let's get in here, and I'm actually going to change it. Let's see, go to options, video, leave it at 1080p. I'm going to take the resolution scaling back up to 100, but I'm going to change everything down to low. I want to see if that makes a considerable impact or not. So, well, that took us, I don't know. I mean, it took us up, but let's see. Oh, wow.
We have taken objective butter.
Ooh, they got butter. I tell you what, we're at low. Stand right here. Let's take it down. 1080 low. Let's take it down to 80% on the resolution scaling and see where that ends up. You know what, I'm not gonna lie. I think I like the medium settings at 62% resolution scale a lot better. So I'm gonna take it back there. Actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to take it back to there, and we're going to run 720p at high settings real quick, just to see. So, bear with me. All right. I know the overlay is massive right now, but this is 720p high. So I just want to run around in the game for just a moment, kind of see how this plays out. I'm going to be honest at this point, I'm really surprised that this game runs as well as it does, especially at the 1080p settings, even with the resolution scaling. Actually, even without resolution scaling, just the fact that it runs over 30 FPS at 1080p medium settings on this title is impressive. Well, there you have it, guys. That was Battlefield 5 open beta, of course, running on nothing more than the Vega 11 integrated graphics on the Ryzen 5 2400G. Love to hear your thoughts on this down below. Did you think it was pretty interesting that it could run it? Or were you surprised that it could run it as well as it did? And this has been Keith with WCCF Tech TV. Make sure you're subscribed so we don't miss you in the next one.